Have you ever wondered why people with multiple degrees, high-paying jobs, and years of education still struggle with money? You work hard. You follow the rules. Yet, at the end of the month, your bank account tells a different story. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In this video, we're uncovering 15 shocking reasons why educated people often find themselves financially stuck. And reason number 15 might completely change the way you think about wealth and education. Your journey to financial freedom starts here. If this resonates with you, like this video, subscribe, and stay with us until the end, because the answers you've been looking for might be closer than you think. Reason number 1, the absence of financial education in schools. Have you ever asked yourself, why didn't they teach us about money in school? Think about it. We spend years learning about algebra, history, and science, but no one teaches us how to budget, save, invest, or manage debt. The result? Even the most brilliant professionals, doctors, lawyers, and even accountants can struggle financially. Let's take Daniel's story as an example. Daniel was the top student in high school. He got a full scholarship to medical school and became a respected surgeon. But despite his high salary, he was living paycheck to paycheck. One day, Daniel realized he didn't even understand how compound interest worked, which explained why his credit card debt kept growing. He laughed and told his friends, "I can stitch up a human heart, but I can't stitch up my finances." It was funny but painfully true. Now, let's look at Sarah's story. She worked day and night to become a partner at a top law firm. She was making 6 figures a year. But here's the catch. She was drowning in student loans, spending money on luxuries to keep up appearances, and had no investments. When the firm downsized during a financial crisis, she was left with no savings, no backup plan, and a lifestyle she could no longer afford. "I knew every clause in a contract," she said later, "but I didn't know how to read my own bank statement." This is not just about doctors or lawyers. It affects engineers, teachers, entrepreneurs, people in every field. Without financial education, even the most skilled professionals can end up broke. The solution? Take control of your financial education. Financial literacy isn't hard to learn. It's just not taught in schools. So what can you do? Take matters into your own hands. Start by reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Listen to financial podcasts that break down money management. Watch videos on YouTube that teach you how money really works. Let me tell you about John. He started watching our videos on side hustles and investing. At first, he thought, this won't work for me. But he decided to give it a try. 6 months later, he had paid off his credit card debt and started saving for his first home. Your next step toward financial freedom. Financial freedom isn't about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. So, whether you're just starting out or trying to turn things around, it's never too late to learn. Here's what to do right now. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out. Drop a comment below and type, "I am ready to take control of my finances." This isn't just about watching videos. It's about taking action. Remember, money doesn't grow on trees, but your financial knowledge can grow every single day. Start now, and who knows, maybe one day you will have your own inspiring success story to tell. Reason number 2, overvaluation of titles over skills. Let's be honest. Have you ever thought, I have this degree, so I'm guaranteed success? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that a diploma automatically unlocks wealth and opportunities. Many educated people think their credentials are enough. But here's the harsh reality. The world values skills over titles. Dr. Mike just graduated at the top of his medical school class. He's proud, and rightfully so. He believes his MD title is his golden ticket to success. But when he opens his private clinic, reality hits. He doesn't know how to manage a business. He struggles with marketing. He has trouble building rapport with patients. His clinic barely attracts clients, and he starts to wonder why his degree isn't translating into success. Now let's look at Jake. He didn't graduate from college, but he's a tech whiz. He starts small, fixing computers and designing websites. He adapts to market demands and keeps improving his skills. Within a few years, Jake is running a thriving business. The difference? Dr. Mike relied solely on his title. Jake focused on developing and applying valuable skills. Imagine hiring a chef with a degree in culinary arts, only to find out they can't cook a decent meal. You'd fire them on the spot, right? The same principle applies everywhere. Employers, clients, and the market care about results, not just qualifications. Companies don't just want engineers. They want engineers who innovate. Businesses don't just hire marketers. They hire marketers who understand data and craft compelling campaigns. The solution: invest in skills, not just titles. Ask yourself, what problems can I solve? What value can I create for others? Am I learning and adapting to stay relevant? It's never too late to start. Read books, take courses, learn practical skills, communication, financial literacy, coding, or marketing. Because at the end of the day, your skills will take you further than your degree ever could. Reflection question: if your degree disappeared tomorrow, what skills would you have left to offer the world? If this message resonates with you, hit like and subscribe. And if you're ready to focus on skills over titles, drop a comment saying skills make the difference. Reason number 3, the deception of formal education. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what exactly is education? For many, education means a degree from a prestigious university or a framed certificate on the wall. But here's a truth nobody tells you. Education isn't what you get in the classroom. It's what you learn every single day of your life. Michael graduated at the top of his class from a prestigious business school. Armed with his degree, he thought, I'm set for life. But once he landed a job, he stopped learning. No more books, no more courses, no curiosity beyond his role. When his industry shifted to embrace new technologies, Michael found himself unprepared and irrelevant. His degree was like an expired ticket. It had taken him as far as it could, without continuous learning. It couldn't keep him moving forward. Education is like food and water. Most people see education as a finish line rather than a starting point. But think about it. If you stopped eating after your first great meal, how long could you survive? If you never drank water after one sip, how far would you go? Education is no different. It's sustenance of the mind, and we need it daily. Sarah was a school teacher who loved learning. Even after graduating, she took online courses, read books, experimented with new teaching methods. Over time, she discovered a passion for technology and started a side hustle, teaching educators how to use digital tools. Within a few years, her side hustle replaced her salary, and she became a respected thought leader. What made the difference? She never stopped learning. The mindset shift: education is a daily practice. Now, think about this. How many people do you know who stopped learning after college? Maybe it's even you. If we don't continue to grow, we miss out on the knowledge that could change our lives, especially when it comes to building wealth. The world is constantly evolving, and the skills that brought success yesterday might not work today. Stop seeing education as a one-time achievement. Start treating it as a daily necessity. If you drank water only once a year, you wouldn't survive. Likewise, you can't thrive if you only feed your mind once in a while. Education isn't confined to a classroom. It's found in the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, conversations with mentors, the mistakes you learn from. A funny way to look at it: life is like a massive buffet of knowledge. Some people walk in, grab one plate, and leave. Others stick around, try new things, and go back for seconds and thirds. Which one are you? If you want to build wealth and thrive in an ever-changing world, keep learning. Read books, take courses, watch videos, seek out mentors. Because the more you learn, the more you grow. Ask yourself, what have you learned today? If the answer is nothing, it's time to change that. Your future self will thank you. Type, I will never stop learning and growing, in the comments if you're committed to making education a lifelong journey. Reason number 4, the trap of job dependency. They say, the monkey that jumps from tree to tree, thinking it's free, is just one broken branch away from disaster. And that, my friend, is exactly what job dependency looks like. Meet Anna, straight A student, top of her class. The kind of person who corrects the teacher's grammar and submits assignments before the deadline. She did everything by the book, graduated with honors, landed a high-paying corporate job, and spent the next decade climbing the corporate ladder. On paper, Anna was winning. But in reality, she was living on a financial treadmill, running fast but going absolutely nowhere. One morning, she woke up, looked at her bank account, and realized something horrifying. If she stopped working, even for a month, she'd be eating instant noodles and negotiating rent with her landlord over a friendly game of rock, paper, scissors. She wasn't building wealth. She was surviving paycheck to paycheck, just at a slightly fancier restaurant. The problem? Schools teach us how to work for money, but never how to make money work for us. We're programmed to believe that a job is the ultimate goal, but the truth is, relying solely on a job is like trying to row a boat across the ocean, alone with a wooden spoon. Now, take John, an engineer for 15 years, saving diligently like a squirrel hoarding acorns. But no matter how hard he worked, financial independence seemed like an illusion. Then one day, a friend introduced him to investing. At first, John was skeptical. Sounds like a scam, but curiosity won. He started small, learned the ropes, and over time, his investments grew. One day, while sipping coffee at his desk, he had a revelation. Wait, if I get fired today, I'll still be fine? It was the first time in his life that his financial future wasn't tied to his job. So what's the takeaway? Jobs aren't bad. They provide stability and experience. But if your entire financial future depends on a paycheck, you're walking a tightrope without a safety net. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long could you sustain yourself? If the answer makes you sweat, it's time to rethink your approach. True financial independence isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. Invest, create side hustles, build multiple income streams. Because the real flex isn't earning more, it's needing to work less. Comment more if you're ready to break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Reason number 5, fear of taking risks. A tortoise only moves forward when it sticks its neck out. But most educated people are sitting in their shells, waiting for success to knock on their doors. Spoiler alert, it won't. Meet James, star student, prestigious university, cushy corporate job. From the outside, he had it all, but deep down, he was miserable. Because James had a dream to start his own business. The problem? Every time he thought about taking the leap, his brain turned into a horror movie trailer. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I end up living in my mom's basement, surviving on expired canned beans? Meanwhile, his college roommate Eric barely graduated. No fancy job, no stable paycheck, but he had a passion for photography. Instead of overthinking, Eric bought a camera, started taking gigs, and built a thriving business. Fast forward a few years, James is still in his office, staring at Excel sheets like they contain the meaning of life, while Eric is traveling the world, turning his passion into profit. The difference? Eric embraced risk. James avoided it. Think of wealth like a swimming pool. The people who hesitate at the edge, dipping their toes in, stay cold and dry forever. But the ones who jump in, they get used to the water and start swimming laps. The biggest lie we're taught is that playing it safe is the best strategy. In school, mistakes mean bad grades, but in real life, mistakes mean growth. Every successful person, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Oprah, took risks. They weren't reckless, but they understood that the biggest risk in life is taking none at all. How do you overcome fear of risk? Start small, invest a little, launch a side hustle. Learn from those who took the leap before you, and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Then ask, what's the best that could happen? Most of the time, the rewards far outweigh the fears. Life itself is a risk. The question is, are you risking something meaningful or just going through motions? If you're ready to stop playing it safe, drop a comment saying, I'm ready to take the leap. Let's dive into the pool of possibilities together.